Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, we're going to do the USMJ names first. We've got BAM back on the right side of the fence, and we're going to be looking at a bit of a shift in sector today, or I should say a shift in geography, as the Canadian MJ name bulls stood out more significantly strong than the USMJ names today. And we had a clear shift from the morning with a shift in momentum almost on a dime. And it's important to observe how fast that shift does happen. Yesterday was all consolidation. Nobody was looking to do any buying. After a quick push down to lower lows on a few names this morning, it was a complete 180 and then significant fast buying from there. So we're going to be looking at CL, which had earnings. They had a bullish reaction to earnings and hit an all-time high. And we'll look at everybody else. So Cura still standing in the lead as far as the USMJ space is concerned as the #1 bull, in my opinion, as far as who the leader is to be watching, similar to what CGC was in the past for the Canadian names, and still is. But we had Curaleaf hit a new all-time high today. So we had that consolidation on the hourly yesterday, and we knew it was just looking for an hourly higher low. We held that support level today, and then got a little hourly higher low, higher high. We're still keeping an hourly uptrend. Ever since 1342, it's just been a higher low pattern, and we broke resistance at the end of the day. So 1518 is our new all-time high resistance, and 1460 is our hourly higher low of support. If we lose the hourly uptrend, we'll need to pull back and form a daily higher low. But right now, after 2 days of sideways trading, the bulls ended with some momentum in their favor, and we'll see if we can get continuation. I did not make an entry. I was planning on re-entering half of a position that I sold yesterday, and planning on re-entering, got busy trading VFF, and then had to leave and do other things away from the computer. So I did not make my re-entry, still riding some of my core position and patiently observing the hourly uptrend from here. IAN on the daily chart stood out as weaker and closed near the low of the day. Volume, there's no red flags. We're just looking for a daily new support level to be established. And if we look at the hourly time frame, and actually I want to look at the 4-hour because we're still in this tightening range with our high, low of the pullback. Our lower high was 715, and the bulls are trying to form a higher low compared to 672. If that pattern breaks bearish, the daily chart has to form a higher low compared to where we came from, and there is a gap at 663 that we need to be watching. So again, to confirm the daily trend change has occurred, we need the daily higher low and then continuation move, and we want to see increasing bull volume once that daily higher low is found. So short term, the 4-hour time frame has the tightening range right now. Let's go to CL first. So CL got the continuation all-time high bull break. We did see profit taking from that all-time high. The morning momentum took the price up, hit the all-time high right around noon, and then we started pulling back looking for an hourly higher low. Anything above 1620 keeps the hourly uptrend intact. The bulls are just fine. They're hoping that higher low is 1730, and they want to see a bull break first thing tomorrow morning to try and head back to 1837 to keep this uptrend intact. If we break 1730 first thing tomorrow morning, then we know a higher low still has not formed on the hourly time frame. OH seeing some bullish momentum thanks to CL. That volume spike is showing us that. And we have to be watching for the potential of a tightening range here as well. And seeing, well, actually I like the clarity of the hourly. Again, just a stair-step clear uptrend. 1194, 1202. Bulls are hoping a higher low is 1231. No indication yet that that is our higher low. Right now, 1202. Anything above that? But we have to see the bulls break 1250 for us to say, all right, our new higher low has been established at 1231. If that does not happen and we break 1231, it's all about 1202 from there. And you could draw a channel depending on how you like to look at things on your chart visually. Not much of a trend line drawer myself, but you could definitely draw an uptrend channel that we've been trading in. And it's not a rising wedge. It's more of a broadening pattern, and we'll see if the bulls can maintain that hourly uptrend. GTII pulling back. So we tested resistance of 2175 and could not break that level. We pulled back by 7 cents and closed near the low of the day. Again, all these bear moves are not seeing any significant volume, so there's no red flags at this point, but we did lose the hourly uptrend, which is the indication that we were unable to break resistance. Now we have to pull back and form a daily higher low. You could make the argument that this is still a cup and handle setup. Inability to break 2202. Now we need to form a bull flag before trying that resistance again. So if we keep this very low bear volume and form a daily higher low holding exponential 12-period support, I would say that's still the setup where that could be a possibility. But the bulls need to shift that momentum probably tomorrow in order to potentially see that daily bull flag. HARV stood out yesterday as a bull as far as seeing continuation, and we're still maintaining the uptrend from here on the hourly. 1208 was a key support level. Now it's 1325, which we held, and we're looking up at resistance of 1375 and 76, a double top. So you can see we've been trading within this channel now for the last 10 hours or so. Break of 1376, and we're looking up at the all-time high. And if we get a bear break on the hourly, then we zoom out to the daily chart, and we say, all right, we have to form a higher low. And you could make the argument that this is cup and handle psychology, although percentage-wise, a little bit further away from resistance. So how that hourly channel breaks is going to dictate whether we need to pull back for a daily higher low, which we have not done since the bottom bounce. And at this point, that bottom bounce was a 30% move. And the tight channel is going to dictate which occurs first. CWeb. So CWeb stands out for a volume spike, and it makes sense because we saw multiple inside bars break bearish, so you would anticipate a volume spike there. Certainly doesn't make the bulls comfortable. We have 24.28 as support. We have resistance of 29.20, and we're heading down towards support now. And we have to hold 24.28 and break 29.20 to change this trend. But the size of the pullback at this point makes an equilibrium and tightening range more likely than any kind of bull continuation move would be. So a lack of follow-through for the CWeb bulls after those couple green days in a row. And it's interesting because we are seeing a little bit of weakness in these hemp names. Again, we have all these little subsectors, regardless of separating US and Canadian. We have a subsector of extraction plays. We have a subsector of hemp plays, subsector of MSOs. So at this point, CWeb, and we'll look at CVSI, we'll do that next, but not seeing much follow-through for the bulls after the correlation was there with the rest of the sector on the original bounce. So we need to see the hourly trend change. We pulled back all day today. Anything under 27.15 is just an hourly lower high. Have to change the hourly trend for the daily higher low to be established. And if that hourly RSI gets oversold tomorrow, the closer we get to 24.28 support with an hourly RSI oversold, the less risk there is for a bottom fishing play off of that support. So CVSI, I'm still watching this 4-hour pattern and this 4-hour downtrend resistance line. And we have to see these bulls change this trend. And they started to make their way towards that resistance. If today we broke 584, that would have been a very clear and significant shift in momentum. But the bulls failed, and we dropped down to a lower low. Now, tomorrow's pretty much do or die in terms of my perspective of CVSI, because we can see this bounce off support, solid little 2-day bounce, but we have to form the higher low and change the daily trend, which we have been unable to do for weeks at this point. And again, just lackluster in the hemp space, just one green day, and 6 out of the last 7 days have been red. So obviously not seeing the correlation with the rest of the MJ sector over the past 3-4 days. And if we see further pullback tomorrow and a break of 561, we're going to be right back down looking at 550. TRUL, so inside bars broke bearish. We did break bearish yesterday, but not by much. Got more follow through today. So this is the most likely pattern that we were looking at from ever since we started this bounce, because we knew how much distance we had to the last lower high. So we topped out there, traded sideways a couple days, and now we're pulling back. So high, low, lower high, scouting a higher low compared to 1643. If the hourly RSI gets oversold, heading towards support, that's when we begin looking for a potential scale-in opportunity for that higher low to form. ZYNE still breaking out. Volume is dropping off, so we do have to be cautious, but these bulls are keeping control. 12-period exponential support, we're riding that with every little higher low. 968 is support, and there's also a short-term level at 990 or 989. Resistance is 1021, and if we break 1021, I believe it's 1054 is the next level. 1051 as the next level. And we know that when we lose the hourly uptrend, we zoom out and look for the daily higher low, which the bulls have plenty of space to work with in order to try and find that higher low. TILT. So the bulls kept going here, And we did see a bearish doji. This is a bearish doji because it's coming off of a 30 plus 40% move. And we are looking for the lower high compared to 320. So the question is, has that lower high been set? There we go. And we look at the hourly. Do we still have the hourly uptrend? The answer is yes. If we hold 275 tomorrow morning, the hourly uptrend remains intact. If we hold 275, bounce, fail to break 302, and then lose the hourly uptrend, we zoom out, we look at the daily chart, and we say, all right, our lower high is established, and now we have to pull back and form a higher low compared to 213, which we are going to anticipate is certainly going to happen if we do keep pulling back, or start pulling back, really. And that's when I will begin planning how I am going to scale into an entry on TILT. Acreage daily inside bar today, very tight now. And a lot of questions about the acreage deal. Why is it discounted so much? Number one, there's no timeline on when the deal is going to go through. That's the biggest reason. The number two reason, in my opinion, is opportunity cost, and it's tied to that. The opportunity cost of having your money sit stagnant in this name and potentially have to wait a year or more until the deal goes through, as opposed to missing out the opportunity of playing these other names that are seeing strength. VFF, 11% today. So there's all these names that still have potential to get their own deals and see a bullish reaction, or just go about their normal trading in a bullish environment with the S&P 500 knocking on the door of all-time highs. So I think opportunity cost is a factor here. Time, the unknown time, and the opportunity cost of holding on for that long-term position. There is a discount where if the deal went through tomorrow, anybody holding ACRG would benefit in a big way as far as what they would be receiving from CGC. But again, we don't know anything about when. So we have the low, high, higher low. If we can't break 2265 tomorrow, our lower high will be set, and we'll have to form another higher low compared to 2122. Hourly equilibrium for the daily inside bars on ACRG. BAM is a bearish reversal candlestick, a gravestone doji on the daily time frame. Anything above 230 keeps the uptrend intact. And if we lose the hourly uptrend, then we look for the daily consolidation. Most important short-term support for me is 320. Any bounce that we see on the hourly that is under 371 is just a lower high, and clearly seeing some profit taking, not surprising after the massive bull move that we've seen. And when you see a weekly chart that looks like that, remember Cron looked like that? We just have to be cautious. Remember Cron on the weekly chart was just a raging bull. Then we had 6 weeks, 2 months of a pullback. So not saying BAM is done just yet, but again, have an exit plan. Otherwise, if you're holding long term, you're probably going to have to sit through and stomach a 30% pullback or so. That's it. That's all for US. Now we're going to go over and do Canadian names. Hope you're all wonderful and have a great rest of your day. We'll check back in tomorrow. Do good things. In a rush today, I don't have time to make an end video here, so we're going to go back to on the farm when I was working out in the yard one day and someone said, hey, do you want to be in a music video? I said, okay.
Hey everyone, my name's Brianna Barbara, and we're here on the Feed Band's farm in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm going to play some songs for you. Won't you go on back to the days already gone? Won't you go on back to the days already gone? I'll be sitting here by the rising sun. I'll be sitting here by the rising sun. Yeah. Texas. Won't you go on back to your horse in Texas? You'll be begging me, baby, and you will miss this. You'll be begging me.